General election is just 5 months away, and in Ohio, the political showdown between Sherrod Brown and Bernie Moreno for U.S. Senate is dominating on-air and digital landscapes. In my Decision 2024 Watchdog report, we sort out whether the claims made are true or false. From attack ads
would say anything to close a deal
to political promises on key issues like inflation.
And I'll never stop fighting to crack down on corporate greed.
The claws are out in the high-stakes U.S. Senate race in Ohio, with the southern border the latest focus.
He wrote a bill that Donald Trump signed to crack down on drugs at the border.
Brown did support the Interdict Act, watching on in the Oval Office as it was signed by Trump, giving the federal government power to prevent the flow of fentanyl into the U.S.
But I think he is trying to blunt criticism from Moreno that he is somebody that is a progressive that is unwilling, to work with conservatives.
But a GOP super PAC-backed ad calls out the senator's voting record that led to federal spending.
Senator Sherrod Brown backed Biden, voting to spend tax dollars on illegal immigrants.
It's true. Brown did vote in favor of the American Rescue Plan in 21, which provided $1,400 stimulus checks to individuals. But not all undocumented workers qualified for those checks. Only some had Social Security numbers to obtain the money. In what could be a close race, 21 News political analyst Doc Binning says Sherrod Brown will have to perform well in all of Ohio's urban counties. That includes Cuyahoga, Summit, Lucas, Franklin, Montgomery, and Hamilton. He's also won by large margins in Mahoning and Trumbull counties in the past. But rounding up the Valley votes might not be as easy this time, with Trump also on the ballot.
What Sherrod Brown is going to have to try to do is to get many Trump voters in the Valley to cross over to vote for him. And we haven't seen that a crossover voting in the recent decade. In
2012's Senate race, Brown beat Republican Josh Mandel by a landslide in Mahoning and Trumbull. In his 2018 matchup against Trump-endorsed Jim Renacci, he won both, but with fewer overall votes. Combine that with Trump's 2020 wins in both counties.
It suggests perhaps a tendency that these counties are becoming more Republican. And that's not to say they are Republican. But they are becoming more Republican, where in the past, decades ago, they were very, very Democratic when the unions were very strong in this area.
Republicans are fighting to flip seats red in November in several states, including Ohio.
Which will be, when all is said and done, one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive race in the entire country.
And we'll continue to fact check those ads for you. Trump won Ohio by almost 8 percentage points in 2016 and in 2020. But Trump has also criticized Brown for trying to tie himself to the former president on this year's campaign trail.